Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our last video. I thought it would be good to show you a little bit of the arithmetic that goes behind some of this with a little more sophistication than we did with my last Excel file. As you will remember, here's how we do table 5.1 here, and we calculate that by multiplying 1 times 1 plus the interest rate here, and going down. And then we calculate table 5.2 by taking this factor in 5.1 and divide it into 1. Okay. So if I look at a bond, for example, that sells for $500,000 and it pays interest, cash flows, undiscounted at 150,000. Okay, so those are your annuities. Now, I can multiply this all through times the factors in 5.1, and the 500,000 is already at present value, but it's money that's going out for a project. And this is the money that's coming in for a project, this 150,000. So we discount that through, and the net present value of that is 68,618. Okay. Now, we use the same approach here that we do with the bond. Here, if I do it the book way, I'm going to take this 568,000, that's the total, and I'm going to take these these interest payments and multiply those through times 150. That gives me 568,618. Back out the 500,000, that gives me 68,618. So that's the book way of doing it. And you can see the book way versus the manual way, I call Steve's way, does the same thing. So let's look at another one. Here, we have undiscounted cash flows again, and the book values. We multiply them through. We can get a negative net present value. That's not a good project, so we're not going to do that one. Net present value 3, we're going to have the same kind of thing we did before. Here, 16,000 goes out for our project. 4,100 per year comes in. So we discount that all down, and that comes out 4367.32. Now, if I'm going to do this the book way, we're going to take all of this, these factors here, and add them all together, right? And we're going to say, hey, that's good. Let's come back to this net present value. I'm going to take all these 6.10510, and I get that by adding all this together here. And how do I get that factor of 6.1? I get that factor by taking the sum of C7 and C to C11. So I'm going to take C7, just do it this way, and you can see I've added those together. That's my factor for calculating the table 5.3 for the present value of an annuity, and that's table 5.3. And then if I want to do a table 5.4, I'm going to take the sum of all these present values, and that's going to give me the present value of an annuity factor here in table 5.4. Okay, so you can see that here. Okay, I think that gives you, I think I'm turning you loose. There's some other calculations in this spreadsheet which we don't really use in this course, but internal rate of return, profitability index, simple payback, break even time, and those kinds of calculations are here for you as well. So I'll leave you to play with that a little bit. I think as you go through this arithmetic, it's going to help you really understand exactly how the time value of money works. So hopefully my 2 Excel files were helpful to you. And when we return, we'll start on chapter 6. Until that time, bye for now.